homestead. Welcome back to the homestead. Good to see y'all. I had a viewer question. Somebody asked me the other day about the various classes for show. And well, you know, assuming that you mean ARBA classes, we're going to be talking about basically what the classes are. Is first off, you've got your breed. You know, there's 51 or 52 breeds now, I think. I think Lionhead breed was number 50, and it seems like there might have been another one or two added since then. But I could be wrong. Okay, the year's not up yet. But you've got your breed, and then you've got your color, and then you got your color variety. Okay, this is a red. This is a New Zealand red, and she is. And you've got your 4 class and you've got your 6 class. I can't tell you all of which ones are 4 class and which ones are 6 class, but basically what 4 class and 6 class mean is, like, take mini Rex for instance. They're a 4 class, and what you're going to be showing in those is you're going to have Junior Doe, Junior Buck, Senior Doe, and Senior Buck. That's 4. Okay. Now on New Zealand's, they saw fit to divide it up a little bit more. Okay. So for instance, on this one, well, this one's too young and light to show anyway. New Zealand's have to weigh at least 6 pounds before you can show them. Mini Rex have to weigh 2 pounds. And anyway, New Zealand is a 6 class breed, and what that means is they also have the 4 that Mini Rex have: Junior Buck, Junior Doe, Senior Buck, Senior Doe. But they also have an intermediate, which is basically 6 to 8 months of age. And there's a weight designation as well. Usually, in most breeds, weight will take priority over actual age, simply because most of the time your rabbits are going to become heavy enough for the higher class before they actually reach the age of the higher class. At least that's what's happened with me. Now what that means is, you start off with a junior. This junior right here, when she or he is 6 months old, or I'm sorry, reaches 6 pounds, you can start to show this rabbit. You would show it as a red Junior Buck or Junior Doe. Just so we know, why don't we find out? These aren't tatted yet, so I have to check. Okay, this is a red Junior Doe right here. She actually probably would be called, in some breeds, a pre-junior right now, but she's just too little to show yet. Okay? Now, red Junior Doe, you can show it as soon as they start weighing. As soon as they start weighing 6 pounds. When they weigh 6 pounds, you can start putting them on the show table. Okay? They may not be competitive now. Just know that, because if you've got some that are somewhere up around 5.5 months old, and they're weighing 8.5 pounds, your rabbit that you're just starting to show at 6 pounds is going to have a real hard time competing with the heavier, older junior. Okay, so just know that. But it's still, there's nothing wrong with getting them started, getting them used to being shown, getting them used to being posed, being handled. Of course, you should be posing them at home anyway. Otherwise, how are you going to know who to take? You know, you got to kind of look them over yourself. Anyway, so you've got, in this case, this would be a red Junior Doe. As soon as she reaches either 6 months or 9 pounds, then she gets bumped to an intermediate, and she will then show as an intermediate, a red New Zealand red intermediate doe. And that means she is 6 to 8 months of age, or between 9 and not real sure what if there is a max weight for intermediate. I'll have to look that up. But if there's somebody out there and you actually, you know, I'm just trying to give some information here. If somebody out there and they actually need to know, they don't have a standard to look it up themselves, then by all means message me or something and I'll look it up and get back with you. But I don't know on intermediate if there is how that works, the weight or age. I'm going to be curious now. After this video I'll probably go in and look it up, but I don't have a standard out here. So what happens basically to be a legal, what I call a legal senior doe, she has to reach, by legal what I mean is able to be registered with ARBA, which means she meets all the specifications for the breed, no DQs or weight, and she's exactly the right weight. She has to weigh. That cat's got a death wish.
No, get.
That cat climbed on my rabbit cage. I will take that cat to a Chinese restaurant. Anyway, for a doe, your seniors have to weigh 10 pounds minimum. Bucks have to weigh 9 pounds minimum. That's any. It doesn't matter what color variety they are. New Zealand, you know, we got whites, reds, blacks, and blues. Doesn't matter what color variety they are. The weight classifications are the same for every variety. The gender classes are the same for every variety, and there are 6 of them. Okay. Now, that is pretty well what you need to know. But to show as a senior buck, you need to have it. You need to have a 9 pound. You need to have a 9 pound rabbit. For her, for this little gal here, when she grows up, gets all big and fat and everything, and for her to show as a senior, she needs to be 10 pounds. And judging by parents, 10 pounds should not be a bit of a problem. Her mama is. This is Marcy's baby. Her mama is. I don't know it right now, but just a couple of days before she had this litter, she was, I'm not going to say pushing 12 pounds, but she was well up over 11 pounds. So she's a nice big gal. And let's see, she bred to Romeo, right? And Romeo's no slouch now. He's almost a 10 pounder himself. Seems like he's 9 pounds, 10 or 11 ounces. So, yeah, they should make it. Should be just fine. But anyway, it's really just that simple. Now you're going to have in ARBA, you're going to have a class for every variety. Okay, red's its own class. Black is another class or a variety, but it's a class. Okay, you got black, blue, red, white, but don't forget broken. Now the way broken works in every breed that I'm aware of, and I know this is how it works in New Zealand and many red, any color variety that you have, you can show that color in conjunction with white or a broken in the broken class. Now what happens is reds show against reds, blacks show against blacks, blue against blue, and so on. But this is where you kind of throw a wrench in the whole thing, okay? If you're showing brokens, you're showing broken reds, you're going to be showing broken reds against broken blacks and broken blues. So, that being the case, broken reds are in many cases, many cases, at somewhat of a disadvantage over a broken black, and which is why our resident broken buck Grubbs, he came home from Jonesboro. Out of the 3 shows, he didn't get any legs because there wasn't enough competition in senior bucks, but he and Cash kind of bounced back and forth. That's PJ's big, beautiful broken black. Honestly, I'm surprised Grubbs got him even once. The judge might have been having an off day. I'm not sure, but if you've seen Cash, you understand why I say that. I mean, I'm not just being that guy's gorgeous, but it's hard for a red to compete with a black, and it won't take long. Being the blues are coming from the blacks, it won't take long. There's going to be blues. It's going to be hard for a broken red to compete with. But they're getting better all the time, and someday they will, maybe. Anyway, so all your brokens, regardless of color. In mini Rex, you know, I don't know exactly how many color varieties there are. I know there's the 4 selfs, and then you got all kinds of shaded varieties, pointed white varieties, caster varieties. Any of those varieties in conjunction with white or broken can show in the broken category, which means you can have one broken of each of all of those other color varieties, and they'll all show together. Broken against broken. The same thing with otters. Now, New Zealand's don't have an otter class. Mini Rex, we got an otter class. Okay, all otters are going to show against each other regardless, whether it's a chocolate otter, a blue otter, a black otter, doesn't matter. All the otters are going to show together. Now they will still be separated by gender and age. But eventually, you know, if you move far enough, you're competing over the whole breed. So, you know, you start out competing against, they start out competing against other rabbits of the same gender and age, approximately. But as they move up the ladder and keep winning, they can, you know, you can have a junior buck or doe. You can have them competing for best of breed. You know, they just keep moving up the ladder, so they can do that. And in which case, every variety is going to be competing against one another. You know, but that's for best of breed. The trick is getting there first. So first you got to win your variety. So in her case, she'd have to win and become the best red. So after that, then all you got to do, okay, get back in there. Then all you got to do is just keep moving up the ladder and rule everybody out. I keep wanting to point here. Bianca's not there no more. She hasn't been there for months. But Bianca's around the building there. Bianca picked up, you know, her first win actually was the best of breed, which just tickled everybody to death and surprised us somewhat. But I don't know why we were surprised. We should have known it was capable or possible. But anyway, we're gonna cut this video off. That's your show classes basically. It's not as complicated as people make it sound. Okay, basically you just start off showing rabbits the same color in the same breed together, of the same color together, of the same age together. Okay, and they divide them up by juniors and seniors, and in the 6th class they also have an intermediate buck and an intermediate doe, so that's why there's 6. Okay, I hope this clears up some of the confusion. Thank you for your question. Y'all have a great day, and God bless.